tell the launch control community a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Wenqi, and then I'm with Jeanette, and then we have been working with launch control for I think about 2 years. And we are a real estate investment company in Grand Rapids, United States. And then, yeah, I think we have been very pleased with the results that launch control can bring to us.
Really perfect. Thank you for the answers. And well, you mentioned you've been for 2 years. You've been with launch control for 2 years. So what led you to us?
We actually went to a real estate conference, and then in the beginning, the lady who presents to us, she always really refers to batch because a lot of people use batch for texting. But the guy who sit next to us said, "Hey, use launch control because launch control is the only platform that they really focus on texting." And then we actually tried batch before, and batch is more like Batch has a lot of features. A lot of people use Batch for cold calling. A lot of people use Batch for skip tracing. And I feel like texting is just another feature, another buzz feature they're trying to add on. But launch control is different because since they only focus on texting and I feel like launch control really update things really fast, especially like something changes with the carriers, the law changes, and launch control will comply that really fast. And then we can text other people like with no problem without like, oh my gosh, like get surprised. I can't text why, but launch control get that covered for us, which is great.
Thank you. Well, just like any other texting platform, launch control is just another piece of machinery. Things are bound to happen, whether it's some glitches, some bugs, and everything, but it's perfectly normal. But I am glad that you feel like we are taking care of it as fast as possible. We are trying to, definitely. Which brings us to the next question. Wenqi, could you tell me what impact has launch control had on your business?
Um, Definitely positive impact. I think is first I think is nowadays people like to use text, like texting much more prefer texting way more than cold calling or even direct mail. A lot of people receive direct mail all the time, but the conversion rate is very low for direct mail. But texting is fast and very effective. And I love the feature of the launch control that you can just do the automatic drip campaign and also the follow-ups. And you can also have the templates. You don't really have to type everything. You just do the automatic reply, which is great. So it's definitely a very professional platform for texting and very efficient. And I also like the interface. It's very user friendly, I would say. Even I can use it. Like I'm the computer dummy, so even I can kind of see what's going on. Yeah.
Same here, definitely. But after some time, everyone would learn pretty much. Wenqi, can you elaborate, or Jeanette, can you elaborate on your follow-up efforts a bit? In terms of how much is following up with leads is important to you? How important is follow-up to you?
Jeanette.
Oh, it's very important because you cannot get leads for just one touch, right?
Mhm.
So you have to keep on following up with them until you have them say yes to you.
And how many follow how many touch points on average do you have with a lead before they actually respond or change their
Well, yeah, it depends. Normally at 6 touch points they reply,
mind?
but some it takes a year for me to follow up before they will respond to you. So it actually depends. But the thing is, you have to continually, following up with those people. Whether or not they respond to you, you just keep on following up.
Could not agree more. Amen. Preach it, Janet. Definitely. 100%. 100%. The deals are in the follow-ups. Whoever
That's
said it.
right.
Hey. Um, Could you elaborate a little bit? Sorry, could you walk us through a recent deal? Kind of break it all down. Not necessarily everything in details, but just kind of the most recent deal or the biggest deal that you ever made with launch control.
Well, honestly, using launch control for almost 2 years, we close a lot of deals with you with launch control just by merely texting them, actually. So there are some leads that I closed without talking to them by phone. So yes,
Okay.
right. Yeah. So it's very easy for me to communicate with them through text.
Mhm.
Because if you're going to, call them, sometimes they don't really pick up the phone
Mhm.
because maybe they are busy, they're working or they're doing something. But for the text message, they have the time to respond and then they still do their thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I can say I'm confidently say that we can close a deal from the initial message to setting an appointment until Winky have them sign a contract.
And what would be the last deal, the most recent deal that you've closed?
The recent deal is on December 1st
Yeah.
with, yes,
That
and
was
it gave us,
the Rockford one, right?
yes.
Yes. I think that one. Jeanette has been follow up with him for a long time.
Well, about 3 months.
3 months. Yeah. And then his initial, like, what is his initial asking price?
250. I
250,
think
yes.
250.
And
Yes.
then
And then we
250.
negotiate. We just negotiate through text, not Indian call. And then we come up to 200,000 and then we close the deal.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. We're going to talk about that a bit deeper into our next session. Definitely want to, if I can learn something from you, I'm all down for it. So any best practices that you might be following, please teach me.
For sure, yeah.
Thank you. Do you have any like launch control or general investing hacks that you could share with the community? So if it's something top secret, by all means, you don't have to share it, of course, but anything that you are doing that you think you're doing differently from anyone else that is bringing results.
I would think persistence. That's the most important thing because yeah, we're just like other people, like other investors. Some month we don't close deals, we feel frustrated, but then we just keep going because we know that the only way you can move is moving forward. You can't move backward. You can learn from your mistakes, but always looking, forward to another deal. Think about how I can help other people because yes, everybody wants to make some money, but then you can have to wear other people's shoes. Say, hey, does this thing work for me? And maybe another thing about the whole technique, whatever, is you have to find different ways to dispose the deals that doesn't work for you. Like for us, a lot of times we notice that hey, their house is in perfect condition, they are not really that motivated, but they kind of want to sell, but a lot of time we just refer that to a realtor. And then the realtor can help them to list the house, which is probably in their best interest too, because they want to get as much money as they can from their perfectly shaped house. So
Yes.
you can't just think, oh, if I can't wholesale this or flip this house, that's it. That's a dead deal for me. No, find other ways to dispose this house.
Yeah, definitely. We can't really call them lost causes, but then again, some people, it's just nothing that you can do about. Like you try negotiating, like if it's too high of a price or anything like that, like there's so much that you can do, and then there's so much on the prospect side. There's so much the lead can actually accept. So it's really yes or no. There's nothing in between. So if it's yes, you have a chance. If it's no, there's not much you can do. So I definitely agree with that. Wenqi, Janet, any last words of wisdom before we let you go?
I would say never give up. That's really, especially this business is not, a lot of people get into the business because they think they can get rich fast, but that's not
Yes,
the truth, right?
I
Because you
agree.
see so many educational YouTubers say, hey, look, I made $100,000 from one deal, and I'm like, I'm a millionaire because that. Well, then if you can make the money so fast, why are you doing the educational thing? You know, so this not something like I can get rich fast thing. You really have to be consistent. You have to be really very disciplined.